I will be focusing on the body movement and maybe the face expression, his eye contact, flow of information and the flow of speech, and the logic behind what he can present to us. Please welcome Patrick Volkan.
Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, space aliens, or known as extraterrestrial beings, intelligent life in space. How many of you believe that there is intelligent life in space? Raise your hand. Why, Eddie?
Just the probability of it happening.
Jim?
It's on Earth.
Anybody else? Jason?
There's just far too much space out there for there to be just us. And if it's just us, there's a big problem.
How about you, Will? You believe in intelligent life in space?
What Eddie said about probabilities, I can't remember exactly whose.
Would you like to add whether you believe there's space aliens, intelligent life in space?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Me, I'm in between. I'm on the fence about it. I had a brother, my older brother, who's no longer with us, but at one time, he'd be looking up in the sky at night. I'm like, Julie, what are you looking at? Hey, you never know, I might spot a UFO. And I was probably maybe 9 or 10 years old at that time. And that kind of stuck in my head. Yeah, UFOs, that would be something when I saw a UFO. Would I get scared, run to the house? What would I do? Would I, if they landed in front of me, would I stick around to see them or greet them? And this idea has always been kind of roaming around in my head. I love space, I love looking at the stars, and I often wonder about if there are actually, or there is intelligent life in space. And because of my brother, that's always been in the back of my mind. When I read about, someone brought up the pyramids, she brought up the pyramids in Egypt. I read that maybe that intelligent life from space came down and actually helped the Egyptians erect the pyramids. They had these mathematical equations or something that they actually came down and visited. And then there's this really big crater, I believe, I'm not sure if it's in Arizona or Nevada. Supposedly, sometime in 1950, a spaceship landed there and actually made an imprint on the Earth, in the ground. It's huge. And supposedly, there was a regular person who supposedly saw it and experienced it, but the government wanted to keep it quiet. They didn't want to, they kept it a secret, but supposedly happened. Okay. And the pyramids, the spaceship supposedly landing in Nevada or Arizona, I always was intrigued by that. And I still am. However, how many of you are familiar with Stephen Hawking? Stephen Hawking is who?
He's a retired Cambridge professor of quantum physics.
Of what?
Quantum physics.
That's correct. He's a really smart guy. I recently read in the paper, maybe it might have been a couple months ago, someone was asking him if intelligent life does exist out there in space, that we, not only us Americans or any other country, if we do find out that they do exist, we should not bother them. We should leave them alone. Because there's a possibility that exists that if we make contact with them, that they may want to come and take over the world. He believes that that's a possibility. And at one time in my life, I believed that, oh, it would be so great to actually see a spaceship, see what it really looks like, because a lot of them are depicted as like maybe look like maybe like a football, some like elliptical type of spaceship or something flat. You know, the normal spaceship that they depict, that an alien would come to Earth and visit. And based on what I heard or read about what Stephen Hawking said, that would it be a good idea not to invite them or have any contact with them, it kind of made me start thinking and not hoping and wishing that, oh, it would be really nice to see an alien or someone from space. We could learn something from them. And my brother, Chewy, used to tell me, well, I really believe in them, Junior, because I'm a junior, but I believe that when they came and looked around, they looked at the Earth, at our world, and saw how primitive we were. Like, there's nothing there, and they just took off. And I would like to say that ever since I read that article on Stephen Hawking, I wouldn't personally want to have contact with intelligent life in space, because I believe that they would try to harm us. Fellow Toastmasters.